Hello! Welcome back to Frame Fatales. It is time for yet more SchalaKitty, yet more RPG Chick, and this time, more Netara. You cannot escape us. We're sorry. We're not really sorry.
I can't handle the amount of awesome men here right now.
We are going to be running Final Fantasy Legend 2. This is an absolutely wonderful little Game Boy RPG. Through some fun technical wizardry, we have some cute custom palettes for this. So I will be running in the copper and teal palette.
And I will be running in blue and hot pink.
And I'm only here for the color commentary.
That's it. GG. We're good. We can stop.
100% has been achieved. RPG Chick, do you want to count us in? And we'll kind of get ourselves rolling with this game?
Okay, so it'll be on go from 3, 2, 1, and go. Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll need it.
So let's talk a little bit about this game. There are a couple different routes you can take with your party. Also, you'll notice that we are giving our characters some very particular names. Usually for the speedrun, your names are going to be A, B, J, K, because they are the fastest to enter. But we got Final Fantasy VII coming up after this run, and both me and Netara will be involved in that. So we decided to bring some theming back to Final Fantasy Legend 2. So we're going to be naming all of our party members after Final Fantasy VII characters.
Yes, we will.
So, like I said, there's a couple different routes you can take. What we're doing is this is specifically designed to be a marathon safe route that I helped work on along with my close friend and another runner of this game, Invenerable. We sort of took a lot of notes from Gyre's previous world record run. We then looked at different ways we could use the two monster route that's usually used in the Mutant or Esper run, and come about with sort of a hybrid run that has us use several different monster evolutions to make sure that we will avoid a lot of dangerous encounters during the middle of the game. So this makes it so that way we should never be surprised during the game, and make it much safer so we don't have to deal with possible wipes. Because that has happened to some of our friends who run this game when they're on really good routes. So we're just doing the naming and collecting of our parties. We'll have the exact same party, so we're going to have a female human as our heroine. We're also going to have an imp to start with, we're going to have a robot, and we're going to have a baby dragon. And our two monsters, they're definitely not going to stay that way. They're going to be changing over the course of the route. We're also going to be basically duct taping every single piece of equipment that we find to our robot to maximize the robot's stats.
Did you know the robot can hold a lot of weapons with that duct tape? Oh boy!
So many weapons. And the reason why we are picking a female human is for two reasons. First of all, she has a pretty good starting agility stat. And for this game, we want our agility stats to be as high as possible. You're seeing it over here on my side. I got my first can't run of the game.
Oh, I'm already up to 2.
Oh boy. So yeah, so when we see can't run, I'll talk a little bit about the run mechanics of this game, because they're pretty important for the speed run. So the way running works in this game is the game will go through and will compare your party's total agility to the agility of the monsters you're fighting, and then gives the monsters a random bonus agility level, which could be anything from 0 to 50. So there is always the chance that you just will not be able to run. Especially when you get into larger packs. As we move through the game, though, it's going to be less likely that the monsters can outspeed us. So we're going to be doing sort of our first of the meat grinds. Are you up to the baby one? Yeah.
Just about there.
Yeah, that's okay. I didn't get the first try anyway.
So at this point, I believe you're looking for a specific type of food, right?
Yes. So we want What we're doing is we have actually, in the routing of this particular version, we've made sure that the meat we're getting is only from required fights. That's because those are the only fights we are allowed to reset and try again. So that's why we're going with the baby worm meat, and then later on, when we're in the Key's body, we'll also be eating the cell at the end of that dungeon, because that's
delicious.
that's another monster encounter that we are allowed to reset in. Resetting for the glitchless route is very tightly controlled. The full name of this category is any percent glitchless, no hard resets. The RNG in this game is actually very easy to manipulate, especially if you're doing hard resets. So anytime we will be resetting, we're doing what's called a soft reset. So we are basically pressing the A, B, start, and select buttons all at the same time. It will basically let us reset the game, but not affect the RNG. So we're not allowed to try and manipulate the RNG beyond trying to get meat drops.
Which I will get eventually.
Oh, I'm sorry that baby
We're
worm's
still
getting
here. No, rude baby worm. That's
Baby.
the RNG. It's the problem with adding the meat necessity to this route is it is safer, but I am at the whims of RNG. So if it just says no, you can't have any meat, I get to sit here and reset until it's like, hey, here's to have some meat.
Yeah, the current world record run is the 2 human, 1 robot, 1 monster run. But again, that is a run where it is totally possible just in the middle of the game to run into an unrunnable encounter and just wipe, and your whole run is basically out the window at that point.
Yeah, that definitely sounds not good. I also keep getting random encounters after a reset to the worm, so it's like I have to try and run from them first. Okay, come on.
So, the hard resets. So is that also a glitchless category, just like a separate one?
I don't think so. I think hard resets are only done in the glitch category. Glitches is the glitch category, which is like the true any percent, is very much its own thing. I have intentionally not learned it because I run glitchless, and I don't ever want to accidentally do any of the glitches.
We did it.
Yay!
Finally.
I'm so proud of you.
We ate the meat. Go team.
We ate the meat! Which that's actually the name of the track, you know, when you have like the little fanfare, it's actually called Eat the Meat, and that's like one of my favorite things in this game.
That's fantastic. Also, to answer chat, yes, this is a Saga series game, even though it was branded Final Fantasy here.
Yeah, it was branded Final Fantasy here. We'll talk a little bit about the Saga series. It's a kind of a little interesting story. So the Saga series, basically after Final Fantasy II, the original Final Fantasy II on the Famicom in Japan, Square was kind of like, you know what? They're talking to the director, Akitoshi Kawazu, and they're like, you know what? That was interesting, but we're not sure about these sort of mechanics you have where there's not actually levels and just sort of random stat growth. Do you want to make like a Game Boy RPG that maybe someone could beat in like, say, like a day or so? Like, and he's like, all right, and then he came back with like an RPG, the original first Saga game, released over here as the Final Fantasy Legend, where he's like, yeah, here you go, here's your game, climb this tower, eat a lot of meat, kill God with a chainsaw. And they're like, okay, I guess this is just this series now.
Kill God with a chainsaw. Got life goals.
Life goals, absolutely. Actually, here, I'm gonna just do, okay, there we go. So I just got our first Magi in the game. Well, our very first Magi came from Dad, which is the Prism. Thanks, Dad, which is the Prism Magi. It does have a function. It tells you how many Magi are left within the world you're currently inhabiting. But we never need that for the speedrun because we know exactly where all the Magi are. And then we have our first set of stat-altering Magi. The 2 most important ones are speed and mana. Speed is extremely important. That's why it immediately goes on the robot. Not only are we going to be duct taping all of our weapons to the robot, we're going to make sure that the weapons we're using all raise the robot's total agility. And actually, I realized I forgot to... There we go. Get that bow, get that whip on. There we go. So not only are we raising the robot's agility to help us run, we're also giving the robot weapons which calculate their damage based off of your agility. And the Speed Magi gives you a default boost of 10 agility, and then for each Speed Magi we find after that is going to raise it, I believe, by another 2 agility. Mana, I believe, is a 5-point raise to the mana stat, and then another 2 after that. And that's going to be more important for the monster that lives down in slot 4 later on.
Don't take my Magi and run, I need that.
Got a question for us, RPG Chick?
No, I just heard some quiet time, so I did want to remind our lovely folks that events like Frame Fatales and the wonderful hot fixes and treat forts are all supported by your bits and donations. So if you do enjoy what you're seeing, please drop us a donation. Bits, donations, yeah. Drop a sub. That Twitch Prime thing is still free. But yeah, if you enjoy all of this, for sure, definitely support GDQ.
So anyway, right now I am currently in the zombie dance party fort. This is the one time in the game where you have enemies that are moving around the screen. We're doing our best to avoid them. You can, if you time it exactly right, do what's called a frame roll, where you basically walk right through them. I'm just going to try to avoid them.
Plus, there's still random encounters, so they're just like, we're just going to make it a bit more difficult and give you these cool zombie friends.
Yeah, the random encounters in this section, we can have, I believe, up to like almost a dozen enemies in a formation. So we're gonna hope that we don't run into any of those. Good. I managed to run away from one that had a dozen. I'm like, oh, thank goodness.
That sounds fun.
Well, because obviously the more enemies there are, the higher chances they are that they will outspeed you, because agility calculations.
I hear those are important.
Those are very important. So anyway, we gotta have Key do exactly one thing in this run. And it wasn't... No, she didn't even have to do anything. Never mind, Key did nothing in my run.
That's a spirit.
Because I'm like, oh, I'll have her do her thunder spell. Nah,
we're good.
We killed the Triceratops rhinoceros. It's fine. The enemy names in this game are absolutely amazing.
Magical.
They are
Triceratops rhinoceros. I like that. That's a very fantastic combination.
Yeah.
Well, because it has the Triceratops right, but I believe it's actually called rhinoceros. And it's like, no, those are two very different things.
It's great.
Alright, so Key, over on my side, has left the party. Goodbye,
No.
Key. I'm sure you won't cause so many more problems for us later on or anything.
No, she's great.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
Stop with the can't runs. I don't want to dance with you.
No, zombies.
Busy saving the world here.
Yeah.
Also, they keep killing Eris. That seems weird.
Oh yeah, you'll notice that our heroine, we're fine if she is knocked out. When a party member dies, it automatically adds 100 agility to your party's total agility, and basically guarantees a run. So we don't mind if our heroine, just falls.
Takes a nap.
Takes a nap a few times. It's fine. Party order actually does matter in this game. Very much like how when we fight, our cursor will go immediately to the first enemy. The enemy AI has a tendency to target the characters in slots 1 and 2 most frequently. So what we want to do is we want to put the characters we care about living the least in those slots. There's a little bit of sort of back and forth over whether it's better to have the robot in slot 4 or the robot in slot 3. I like the robot in slot 3, just because later on in the game, I'm going to want my second monster in slot 4 for sure. And usually we don't have to worry too much about the robot dying. In addition to having the robot's stats raised by... the robot's agility raised by their equipment, their HP is also raised by the equipment. So by the end of the game, our robot is going to be not only really strong, but also really tanky.
Wait, so the more stuff you duct tape to the robot, the higher their HP gets?
Yeah, so you just saw me, I just equipped the saber, and I just gained, let's see, we went from about 78 to 114. So that's about, like 36 HP. Also,
wow, that's actually kind of neat.
Yeah, the robot is such a broken class, and that's why I think pretty much all the runs use robot to some extent. Like, all, like, the sort of the most common runs for glitchless will have at least one robot in the party. So we have just met Mask. Mask is absolutely not our dad.
Definitely not our dad.
Just happens to have the same hat, just happens to have the same clothes, except he's wearing a mask. Don't even worry about it.
I think that's a blatant difference there, Schala.
Yeah. I mean, it's why, you know, everyone knows how cool Superman is, and then there's always that Clark Kent guy who's, like, reporting on him. Yeah. Right?
Wow,
it's too bad we can't get Mystere here, too.
Oh gosh, that would just make everything better. Mystere is a similar double identity character from Lunar 2 and Eternal Blue. And you're like, yep, nope, definitely not this other person. You're like, you're blatantly that other person. He's like, nope, you can't prove it. You're like, okay, dear. Whatever you say.
It's like how you never see Darian and Tuxedo Mask together in the same place.
Says you.
Right. Here, let me get a save in real quick.
What is saving?
So this is Azura, the first sort of, like, serious boss in this game. Basically, Azura can be super duper mean. We're just hoping that so long as, like, Mask and our robot live, we'll be fine. We don't mind if anyone else dies during this fight. So we're just hoping that Azura doesn't use his flame attack. And of course I say that, and that, yeah.
Did you just commentator curse yourself?
I did!
Wow. That's
okay.
Magical.
We're still good. We're fine. We're fine.
We're fine.
Azura is also proof of sort of the maxim we have in this game, which is you don't trust anyone who is bigger than a single tile. They're all trouble.
Yep, every last one of them.
Yes. So anyway, lore update on my side. So Azura said, I have micronized my men. I have sent them inside of Key's body. And so now we have to go and save Key.
Thanks a lot, Key. You didn't even use Thunder, and now we're saving you. Like, come on.
Did Key at least do something on your side?
Yeah, and yes. Yeah, I was just thinking, I was like, no, she did it, so... It's okay, we're saving her for me.
Good going, Key.
Good going, Key. We knew we could count on you. Kind of. A little. Perhaps.
So now, I have to go over to the Giants World. You did see me talk to Key's little fairy assistant. I need to do that for the Magi we need. The way this game sort of gates locations is based off of how many Magi you currently possess. So, there's a couple of places where you might have to talk to a specific plot NPC to get the required amount of Magi you need. And it's not like I've totally gone and just walked off without getting all the Magi I needed in a world and then had to walk back and figure out where I left it. That's never happened in practice or anything.
Never.
So anyway, we have caught up with Dad, who has totally not seen us, who totally wasn't just fighting with us. And, he gives us, a Magi. And we say that we're not a kid, and he says, keep looking for Magi, maybe I'll come home. And we're like, alright then! Guess that's something to hope for. Thanks, Dad.
Best RPG dad ever.
We have what we jokingly... You can see us joking about how Mask and Dad are the same person. We have what we jokingly refer to as the unified dad theory, which is that Dad is every missing dad in RPGs.
So list some missing dads in chat, and chances are they are also dad.
Oh, this is true. Missing Dad was also in Rhapsody a couple of days ago.
Yeah, exactly.
See?
Dad is also Cornet's dad. 100%. Dad is Chrono's dad. Dad is Cloud Strife's dad. Oh my... Mirror me, stop.
Okay, what? Stop walking back and forth. Stop that. Sorry, we had an incident. We're good. You saw
I
nothing.
did too. My God.
I was just going back and forth. I was like, straight out of Kai's place? No, can't do. Gotta walk back and forth.
Did you get trolled by the little chameleon guy?
No, I got trolled by my fingers.
What are you talking about? It was RNG Manip.
Yeah, RNG Manip, exactly.
I have had Key's fairy assistant literally just stand there in front of the door and just not let me go for like a solid 20 seconds before.
That's rude.
And just be like, why? Also, there you go, RPG. There's more of the Triceratops rhinos for you.
Woo!
Chat was making up some interesting names before.
Oh, what kind of names?
Like Riceratops.
I like Triceratops.
Don't worry, they're gonna get better.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite one is still a few worlds away, but oh boy. You're just like, what is happening here?
So anyway, we went and we talked to that merchant who told us that he's been getting stuff from the Giants world by using the secret entrance to the giant village, which he found from Johnny. We bullied Johnny into telling us.
Thanks, Johnny.
Thanks, Johnny. And then Johnny asked, do you think I'm a giant? And it's just faster to say yes and accuse him. And you're like, you're the one who brought it up, though, bro.
Johnny does not like our accusations. We're like, you're a giant. And Johnny's like, whatever.
Whatever. I think there's some, Attack on Titan-style shenanigans happening here.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway, we're going to go ahead, collect everything we need here in the Giants world. You've seen us pick up a couple different treasures so far. Those are all things we're going to be needing to sell.
Money!
Money! We need money for our robot. We basically will only be buying things for the robot.
Yep.
Until the very end of the game. In which case, then some other people we will buy stuff for.
Yeah,
but
don't worry. The human's not going to go equipless for the entire game. Just a lot of it.
Just a lot of it.
My gosh. Now I'm being trolled by the people in the town next to the Giants village. Please.
NPCs, why?
NPCs, why?
Yeah, that's what happened. The human female in there, she was blocking me, and I'm like, that's why I'm getting mad at Mirror Me.
Oh, they were both doing it to me. I was like, no, please stop. Friends.
So now we have to walk all the way back to our home world. This is the only... There are a couple parts in the room where it's very easy to get confused as to which part of the celestial world you need to walk to.
Especially in the beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning where we're doing several trips back and forth, it's easy to get lost. But after that, it then becomes a fairly quick shot from one world to another.
Yeah, you're just going, one from another. You stop having to backtrack and then go forward and then backtrack and then forward. Yep. It's just nothing but forward.
So we're going to stop here in this village on our way back. We're going to go to the weapon cellar. And this is a trick that Netara taught me, which is where we start where the Micron is and we sell up.
Because that way you don't accidentally sell your Micron. It's not like anything I've ever done accidentally in video games.
It's not like nothing I've done in a marathon run. Nope. So we're going to go ahead, put the, we just bought the submachine gun for our robot.
Yeah.
Which we are going to need for exactly one fight.
Now here's the question I have. How do you duct tape a submachine gun?
Carefully.
Yes, very carefully.
Chat wants to know if there's recovery from selling the Micron.
No.
Yes.
Oh, there is, right, because you can leave
Yes.
the world and come back in and it regenerates, but it's
Yeah.
a big time loss.
It is a super huge time loss, so don't do it. Don't sell your Micron.
Mm-mm.
If you've learned nothing else in this run, don't sell your Micron.
And that dad is every dad.
Yes, dad is every. Yeah, see. Oh well, actually no. We're going to have an anatomy lesson now.
Yay! Learning!
Learning. So we're now in. I'm now anyway in Key's body.
Yeah, I just got my Micron, so I'm on my way.
Yeah, Natara's catching up.
We're getting there.
This run can swing really hard with the RNG later on.
It can. The meat RNG especially is just incredibly rude, so I could get really lucky later from the bad luck here and catch up a lot, so...
Yeah.
Another question in chat: is there a reliable RNG manip time save to get teleport on your mutant or monster to avoid backtrack?
Ooh.
I don't know.
Is,
I only run this category.
Yeah, the thing is that both me and Netara, we only run the glitchless category. I know for a long time, one of the main runners of this game, Torima, was trying really hard to do glitchless and get teleport. Which unfortunately, there's no good way to do it without sinking in a lot of time in a glitchless route. The first time you can learn teleport is from Dunatis. A boss will fight a little later. I've gotten it in runs twice in my year and a half of running this game when I was running mutant route. So it's pretty rare to get. Like I said, the glitchy route works completely differently than this one, and I know for myself I have sort of avoided really looking too much into it just because I don't want that knowledge tainting my glitchless runs. I have lots of respect for the people who run the glitchy route. It breaks the game just in part, but it's just not a run for me. Anyway, so we've been making our way through Key's body. Right now I am in the heart. This is and we'll see, it clearly looks like exactly what a human heart looks like.
And soon we will get to the heart of the matter.
Netara knows that I'm the person who loves all the bad puns,
Me
every
too.
single one of them.
It's okay, this is all fabulous.
I really do love this particular dungeon because it really is just a body, and you can tell they put a lot of work into it.
And then they have, blood horses just walking around in here.
And cobbles, otherwise known as cookies, because you can't prove to me that they are not cookies.
They are totally cookies.
Yeah.
Oops.
And there's just, you have to make sure that when you go to the doctor and you get a checkup, make sure that there's no terrorists or anything in your blood.
Blood terrorists are the worst.
Yeah.
Oh no, they found me. Run.
The one thing that is kind of nice is that we know exactly where all the magi are, so we don't have to actually hunt around. It's the way I always remember it is that the magi in the hands is always in the second finger from the left, and the magi in the feet is always in the rightmost toe. So, and
yeah,
then
they were nice at least about that and made it, you know, the same.
Yeah, so that isn't too bad. I actually find this dungeon sort of strangely relaxing because it's just oh, we're just gonna play this really super chill music the whole time.
Yeah. Oh no, the blood robots found me.
It's nanomachines!
The blood conjurers. Please.
Suddenly we're suddenly in the Metal Gear series.
Also from chat, a magi in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, you understand. It's like you understand these games.
There's been there's sort of a running joke that Key is slow. She slows your party down because she's full of magi. I actually went and I looked at her stats because I was curious. Key isn't any particularly slower than your regular party members. It's just that she doesn't really help all that much. It's okay,
It does
Key.
heal you, but
Yeah,
this is a speedrun, so we don't need that.
Yes, and she heals us for now.
Yeah.
Also, chat, this is a Game Boy game, and the color palettes are just for fun.
They're
Yeah.
for funsies. Schala did them for us.
Yep, I like doing the color palettes. It's because, you could play this game in the original black and white, or you could play it with the sort of the original Game Boy Color palettes, but we're running with custom ones because it's more fun that way.
Yep.
And it's not like I have used this power for,
Evil.
evil. No,
So
of course
much evil.
not.
Never. There's never
Picture.
been any horrible demon chocobo related things
Yeah.
ever from either of you.
Picture this, but in demon chocobo colors or any other such blinding colors.
I mean, I could do that, but I won't because I love you, chat, and I don't want to hurt your eyes that way when you're not, donating for it.
Yeah, it's usually a donation incentive. Here, do you want to, destroy the runner's eyes? Here you go. So it's good taste versus bad taste, and it's beautiful.
Very much inspired by, I believe it was, RPG Chick. Do you remember which, Limit Break it was when, was it Vic who did that for Legend 3? I know there was a Legend 3 run that did good taste versus bad taste.
Oh, heck. I don't remember when that was, but it's been a little while, I think.
Yeah, but that was what inspired me to want to do good taste versus bad taste. Because it's a fun time, and it encourages people a lot.
Yeah, if there's one thing that Schala does really super well, it's going extra.
Yes, okay.
She brings it.
Alright, so I'm at the point where we have to fight the cells at the center of Key's brain.
Good luck.
Nope, did not get it. So you're going to see me reset a couple of times to get a meat drop from here. Okay. Luckily this is a pretty quick fight. That's because we have the submachine gun, so I'll talk a little bit about what the submachine gun does. The submachine...
Just gonna say, it's the only time we use it, too.
Yep, the only time! We only use it once in the whole game. Hey, there we go.
Woo.
So what it does is the submachine gun... Oh. Hello? Splits. Splits? I'll just skip that one. That's fine. Anyway, what it does is the submachine gun targets all enemies within a pack. This means that we don't have to fight them all individually. We get to fight the whole pack all at once. And because individually none of them have a lot of HP, it just takes out the whole pack altogether. The reason why we were resetting for the meat there is so that we could turn our imp into a chameleon. So you see I now have a cute little lizard in my party.
Yay, lizard.
Lizard! So our lizard friend there, they come... This is the earliest time we can get the warning ability. So this is what I kind of talked about earlier about protecting us. Warning will make it so that way we are never surprised or have an unexpected encounter. Which, like I said, can lead to wipes. We do not want to wipe in this game. Even if we tried to recover from the wipe, which you can do in this game, this game has a retry mechanic where if you wipe before a certain point, you will be brought to Valhalla, and you will talk to Odin, and Odin will offer you the chance to restart your fights. However, doing this... Oh, 1 second. I accidentally blinked there. Will make it so that way when you get to Valhalla later in the game, you have to go through 2 extra cutscenes. So we're going to try and avoid ever using the retry mechanics. That's why we basically only save before bosses. Anyway, so this is Apollo. Or as we have nicknamed him, the Long Man. Again, he is multiple tiles tall, but he seems to be nice. He gave us
totally
a
trustworthy. Totally
Yes.
trustworthy.
Absolutely trustworthy. So he has given us a magi and a riddle about where to find magi here in his world. And it's not like his ominous theme song is going to follow us or anything.
Nope.
At least until we go and go under the water. Don't ask questions about why we're just fine walking around underwater.
We're just that good. We have a robot. Come on.
Yeah, I assume the robot has some sort of submarine mode we're using or something. Whenever there's, like, a reason, like, why is this happening in this game, I'm like, robot? robot.
Sounds good to me. I like that explanation.
The robot is sort of the linchpin of this whole thing. So anyway, we're now in the underwater volcano, where we're going to walk through some very crunchy lava.
The crunchiest.
The crunchiest lava. As we kind of go along, we're sort of following along with the clues. I believe this was the clue, the fire that burns underwater. So I'll do a cute lore thing, because it's something you only learn if you play this game casually. You saw me walk by the little seaside village there. If you go and you talk to the villagers there, they think that the volcano is an actual, like, angry god, and they've named it Neptune. So the game kind of sets you up thinking that there's going to be another, like, god to fight. And then you get there, and you're like, nah, it's just a volcano.
Volcanoes are scary.
Volcanoes are scary, but it's like, you get ever so minorly, like, jebaited by the game. And I thought that was actually very cute when I did a casual jog through this game, where I sort of went and I talked to, like, all the NPCs, but I used the speedrun strats for the actual playing of the game. I was just kind of curious about more lore stuff. There we go.
Doing the walk.
So wait, Neptune, but a volcano. That
Yes.
seems like it. Yeah, that.
It's
Well,
underwater.
I'm gonna stop
Yeah.
trying to interpret it.
Yeah, they thought it was an angry ocean god. So they named it Neptune.
It's legit. I understand.
I'm
Oh,
gonna-
okay. I get it now.
I'm going to give a warning to chat. I'm going to enter the light dungeon, or as we call it, the disco dungeon. People find this sometimes disorienting, so if you need to look away, go ahead. We'll tell you
know.
when we're out of it, and we'll let you know when Netara enters it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just about to talk to our long man here.
Yeah, some people find the moving tile floor in this dungeon to be very disorienting.
He's so pink. I love it.
Oh, he must be really pink on your side.
He's really pink.
He is
It's awesome.
super duper pink on Netara's side, and it's awesome.
really great.
I love it.
Best palette.
So they, here, we'll talk a little bit about there's a remake of this game. It was unfortunately never released in America, for the Nintendo DS, called, I have to make sure I say this right, Sakatu, Hiho Densetsu, Goddess of Destiny, I believe is like the full title. It's one of those like super long Square Enix titles. But one of the things they did is they actually did change Apollo's design. In the original design, he had pink hair. But yes, he had like long flowing pink hair. But then in the remake, they instead gave him like short blonde hair and basically made him look more like Rufus Shinra.
There's nothing wrong with that either, to be fair.
Agreed. Nothing wrong with that.
I'm sure we're going to have a very deep discussion about Rufus Shinra later.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Speaking of Final Fantasy VII things, there is a poll going on now on the Frame Fatale's Twitter. How our runners coming up in the next run, which is Final Fantasy VII, should kill Sephiroth at the end of the game.
So to just go into the detail on that, I'm one of the two runners. You get to vote on, do you want the swag option of killing him with Omnislash, or do you want the fast speedrun way of killing him with a counterattack? So it's up to you folks. Whichever you vote on is how both Sakura and I will defeat the final form of Sephiroth.
I'm always on Team Omni Swag.
But
Omni
counter,
swag, best swag.
but counter is so fast. You literally just slice at Sephiroth once, and it's sad and amazing because it's just like so anticlimactic. It's so quick, and you're just like, oh, he's dead already. Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, cool, whatever. Go put a
Yeah.
shirt on.
It's great. So it's do you want speed? Yeah, no, don't put. I mean,
It's speed versus style.
yeah, it basically that is. Do you want speed? Pick counter. Do you want style? Pick Omnislash. Now back to the game we're actually playing.
Yes.
I'm heading towards the disco dungeon, so I'll probably get there just as you're leaving.
Yep, I just left.
Okay.
So, Disco Dungeon warning continues.
Yeah, sorry, folks. Because I have counter right in front. Come on, Griffin. Come on. I just want a disco. Okay, disco dungeon. Enter.
Luckily, that's the only dungeon that does that effect. As you saw, kind of in Key's body and in the volcano, they did some interesting tile effects with this game.
They certainly did something.
I mean, this game, I have to admit, like in terms of the aesthetic, I think is so much better than the first one.
Yeah, they did a really good job with what they had as well.
Yeah, I mean, and Legend 3 also has some really, really beautiful sprite work in it. Especially when they were restricted to only, like, 4 colors. You have to remember, y'all, this came out on the original, solid brick, Game Boy. The fact that they were able to get, like, so much expression out of... Oh, actually went the wrong way in the cave. I figured it out. I got there.
You got there.
I got there. There we go. I was all talking about how much I love sprite work.
It was a good thing to get distracted by, in all honesty, though.
I know.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited about art, y'all. I might have done like a whole like hour-long art like speedrun earlier.
Don't know what you're talking about. Schala would never art.
Yeah. All right, there we go. Oop.
I do like the music in the disco dungeon. It's pretty great.
It's the same as the zombie dance party music.
It's good music.
It's good. It's a good track. This game has a lot of really good music. Oh, I'm trying to remember the name of the other composer because Nobu Uematsu did work partly on this game, and then there was a second composer as well who they then went to do a lot of stuff with the Saga series. And with, like, the Mana series. Okay. Getting an encounter on the slide is, like, the worst thing.
It is. You're just like, yay, what do you mean I'm fighting? Come on.
I don't want to fight anyone on a slide. That's silly.
No, you do not.
Okay, so... we have met, Lynn here. Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn. She's gonna be in our party for exactly one fight, which isn't nothing we really have to worry about. So this is Donatus. I kind of talked about him earlier. He's kind of a knockoff Dalek.
Exterminate.
Exterminate. Okay, and he's dead.
Bye.
Bye. And we have found Dad canoodling here in Lynn's house.
Dad, how could you?
Mask
is my new dad.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, disco dungeon warning is over for Netara as well.
Yay. So we are very scandalized, and the only thing we can do right now to make ourselves feel better is go shopping.
Yeah.
So we are going to go, and we're going to buy... Actually, I'm going to buy the laser sword first. Laser sword.
I'm sorry, like, whenever I feel upset, I go shopping for laser swords.
Yeah, there we go.
Sounds like a good solution, to be honest.
So... Okay, cool. We're starting to really fill out our robot's inventory. Beautiful.
There's so much duct tape.
Yeah, we want to keep as much stuff in the robot's inventory as possible, because the more stuff they have, the higher their HP, the higher their stats are. So we'll be replacing items from the inventory, but we're going to try and replace like the least useful items first to keep as much of the stat bonuses as we can.
Also, it always makes me really sad that we don't keep the rocket launcher.
I know, we don't get to keep the rocket launcher.
We're picking it up just to sell it, but for one short moment, I did have a rocket launcher.
I mean, there's a bunch of stuff in the final dungeon that we don't pick up, which would be kind of fun. Like, one of the things we don't pick up in the final dungeon is a nuclear bomb.
Wow. That seems a little overkill, but you know what? I'm in for this. I'm in for this.
Question from chat. So is the robot just busted OP?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Here's a question. Here's a question, not from chat, but from Runner. Why don't we just run with an all robot party? Why aren't we just,
Because of the amount of money it takes.
Oh. Sad.
So, I believe there have been all robot runs of this game. But yeah, it's something where you need to, I think, I wouldn't be surprised if they have to go through Nasty Dungeon just to get enough stuff.
No one wants to go through Nasty Dungeon.
It's mean and nasty, better not go in. To be able to just have enough firepower on all the characters. So that's why, basically, for the sort of more balanced parties, robot is great. We find just enough stuff to make the robot super OP without having to break the bank. Money route in this game is actually really tight. It's much tighter than it might seem at first. That's mainly because of something that can happen in the end game. We'll probably talk about it later on. But when we go and fight Odin, there is a chance that we can be... he might rip us off, and we might lose like $30,000.
Oh, it happens to me so often. That happens almost every time I run this. I'm like, I hate this game.
It's like, Odin, please.
Give me my money.
So where I am at, we're here in the Guardian base. We found out that our dad is actually a Guardian. They're this secret organization dedicated to studying and protecting the Magi. It has now been attacked by someone, we don't know who. So we now have to fight our way out of it. There are a couple fights here that are required. And then we're just going to run away from the rest of them. So part of the fun of this little section is knowing which fights are the required fights and which ones are the ones you can run away from. Because you can sometimes get them on the same tile.
That doesn't sound like this game.
No, it doesn't sound like this game at all. You also can get extra drops, so I actually got an extra fire spell. So yay! More money for later.
Yay, the best.
Luckily, this run with its money isn't quite so... Oh, don't need to fight that guy. Isn't quite so bad as the 2 human route, which money gets a little tight at the end because we have to buy some extra equipment for our second human. But we don't have a second human in this route, so we don't have to worry about it.
Take that, other human.
There we go. Ooh, I got an extra gun too. I got a fire gun.
Nice. I got a chainsaw from Donatus.
Ooh, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's enough to get you an extra laser sword,
It
though.
was not. I was like 300 gold short. I was like, oh, curses. I was so close because I have the values in my notes. It's like, if I'm at a certain value, I can buy the extra stuff. And it was like, nope. And I was like, but laser swords. And it's like, nope, have a headbutt instead. And I cried.
I'll do quick, lore update. So, we have, followed, the anti-Guardian forces onto Ninja Ambush World. So named because there's only a ninja here, and the ninja is going to ambush us. Dad made a dramatic sacrifice to save Lynn from the ninja.
Thanks, Dad.
Dad also says that he's not actually Lynn's dad. He was just helping to take care of Lynn while Lynn's actual dad is missing.
Okay, I believe you.
Yes, that's totally believable. And this is something that I almost forgot on my last run. Don't forget to talk to Lynn's mom.
Oh, talk to Lynn's mom.
Yes,
I'm about to go talk to Dad.
Yeah, because she has a magi for you. No, I didn't mean to accidentally have her talk to me again. No, Lynn's mom, we're done. Anyway, so now we must walk on with the sad, oh, woe is us. Dad, he dramatically sacrificed himself, because if Dad does anything, he does so with the utmost drama.
Yeah, Dad's real filled with drama.
Dad is filled with drama.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Magi.
So off we go to continue to explore the worlds. To now avenge Dad. Avenging Dad has now moved up our priorities. So originally it was find Dad. We found Dad. Then we found Dad canoodling. So then it was be better than Dad, so we can prove to Dad that we don't need him.
That doesn't take much.
Yeah. And now it has become avenge Dad.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's also your priorities update, along with your lore update.
Sounds good to me. I mean, this is a solid plot game.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually kind of, like, unironically love the plot of this game. It's super duper silly, and it's just so much fun. And you get to make fun of it as you do the speedrun.
Oh,
so
do you ever?
It makes me happy. Make sure we don't get caught in the wrong door.
Ooh.
I'm now at Venus's metropolis. You can see Venus is a very tall lady. And she has a world that is dedicated to beauty and aesthetics. I went down the wrong escalator.
Oh no.
I know. So we have to go talk to her before we can actually leave her city. So we have to do some plot triggers here. So we've done that. And now we have to go all the way around. Oh, I had a good walk. That actually makes me happy. We're now in the village of outcasts. We're going to talk to this guy here, Leon, who has been exiled because he has problems with his legs.
Rude, Venus. Rude.
Yeah, Venus, not cool. And now that we've talked to Leon, we can now enter the first of the two little sort of mini dungeons in this world, which is the sewers.
Just to answer a quick question in chat, it's glitchless, no hard reset category.
Yep. Yeah, and this is any percent glitchless. It's mainly any percent because we will not be doing the nasty dungeon because it's not required.
We will certainly not be doing that.
We will be doing pretty much. We have to fight all the bosses in the game and all that kind of stuff, but we do get to completely skip the nasty dungeon.
Thank goodness. Rumor has it, it's nasty.
Yep, better not go in. I will say my favorite part about the nasty dungeon, though, is there's a little fairy at the beginning, and that's what she tells you. She's like, this dungeon's mean and nasty, better not go in. You'll meet her again at the end of the dungeon, and she'll ask you, so do you think it was nasty? And if you say no, she sends you to the middle of the dungeon. Not the end, not the beginning, but the exact middle. And then you have to figure your way out of it.
Oh, wow.
That fairy's my hero.
I love the sassy, nasty dungeon fairy. She's great. Alright, so I have this one last sort of mini meat grind going on against the hermit crab.
I have faith in you.
There it goes. Hey, second try.
Yay! I'm about to talk to Venus.
Yay! So we just changed our silver horse back into a baby dragon, except now it is a much cooler and stronger baby dragon. You should
say it's Baby Dragon 2.0.
Yes. They still won't be super duper helpful during the Venus fight, but they might help out a little bit. We mainly need to do that for our next bit of monster meat grinding, which will be happening in the next world. We also got a key from the hermit crab, so the hermit crab is a required fight. So I'm collecting some magi. I'm going to take 1 second. See this chest? See this chest I'm looking at? Never touch that chest. Don't do it. Mm-mm. Don't do it. You're going to look at that chest, and you're going to be like, oh yeah, that's a treasure chest. I want to take it. No. So that chest is actually an example of a trapped chest, which work very differently in the Saga games than they do in the Final Fantasy games. So here I am, coming at this game, having mainly played the mainline Final Fantasy games, and I find out that is a trap chest, and I'm like, well, after a long battle, I defeated it, and I'm like, oh, clearly there must be some treasure in here for me. No, there is no treasure. There is only more monsters. It's just an endless torrent of monsters, which is basically what walking around in this game is.
Yep.
Quick question from chat. Will y'all be trying to defeat Haniwa in the endgame?
That's so cute. You're adorable. You're so cute. No. Why would you ask that? No. Honeywell's the only thing we can run away from in the final dungeon. We'll be fighting everything else we run into, but not Honeywell. No.
For context, Honeywell is the super boss of this game.
No.
It is entirely random if you encounter them. I've only encountered them twice. Oh wait, I forgot to talk to Flora.
I encounter them just about every time I'm doing my scrambling of the RNG at the beginning, but I haven't actually found them in a run yet, knock on wood. The RNG's been bad enough for me so far.
Well, I hope that your watcher resets will be few.
Me too. Yours as well, though.
But yeah, Honeywell is very scary. Not only are they incredibly strong, they also regenerate, I think, about 1,000 HP per turn. So you have to be doing like over 1,000 HP a turn, and then hope that they don't completely wipe your party. And also, you can't use some of your best attacks, like the Madame Butterfly's Absorb attack. It just backfires.
First try.
Yay! Nice. Hermit's usually a pretty nice meat drop.
Not always for me, but that time it did, so I'll take it.
Yeah. Okay. So, chat, if you really like volcanoes, oh my god, do I have a 2-for-1 special for you. We have a second volcano in this game. Not underwater this time.
Woo!
So, it is a dry volcano this time. Still has very crunchy lava, though.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, with piranha in it, despite the fact that it's not underwater.
We love the piranha sprite so much.
Oh my god, the only better sprite is the one that comes after piranha. You get that exact same sprite, and it's a shark. And you're like, excuse me? Please explain. Oh gosh, I love this game. It's so great.
I did like in the remake, they did make sure that they introduced some new monster types, and they made sure all of them were as equally silly, and that made me very happy.
This game is so pure.
Yeah, a lot of this game, like the vast majority of it, is walk through a dungeon, maybe pick up a few things, get the magi, and then proceed to the next plot point. I actually find it kind of zen that way.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's a very cozy run, as far as like RPG runs go. It's not until the very end when it gets stressful. And then like, all of the stress you should have been feeling through the rest of the run all hits you at the end.
Oh gosh, does it?
Yeah. We'll definitely talk about that when we get there.
What are you talking about? There's no stress in Final Fantasy or, fake Final Fantasy games.
Quick question from chat. Why is there a person that pops up during the volcano?
Okay.
Is it a graphical glitch?
It is not a graphical glitch. That is Leon. We talked to him earlier in this world. Leon is currently stalking us because Leon does not make good life choices.
Not at all.
No.
He has no pants on. He's in a volcano. Please.
We don't have pants on either.
We're talking about Leon now. We don't judge. We know our choices are bad.
This is true. Our party is responsible for a lot of bad choices. I will sort of fill this in because we don't talk about this in the speedrun. The reason why there is now suddenly just a volcano here where there wasn't one before is because moving the magi around is causing the worlds to slowly become unstable.
Good job, team.
Yeah, so over the course of the game, we are kind of messing with the entire cosmos right now.
Hey, Dad, look, we made a volcano.
That's right. Dad, please, will you talk to us, Dad? Please be proud of us.
Be proud of us. Yeah, you thought baking soda volcanoes are great. We're bringing this volcano to the next science fair.
That's like an Aperture Science level science project.
It's fine.
Anyway, Leon comes. He steals one of our magi.
Rude.
So now we have to go and return back to the metropolis and find out what is going to happen here. And we get to, this is, I think, as far as like a full cutscene goes, this is my favorite full cutscene in the game. I have some lines I like better in later cutscenes, but in terms of like a full cutscene, this is my favorite one in the whole game.
Nice. My favorite one is later. I'll point it out when we get to my favorite one, and I'll explain why it's my favorite. Schala will get there first, but I'll explain why I love it so much.
I will leave it to you.
Oh gosh, it's magical.
So, Venus is going to marry Nils and Flora here on the left is the lovely lady that Leon is in love with. He comes in, he dramatically crashes the wedding. He threatens Venus with a knife and a magi of power. She smacks him with her fan. And Flora begs for Leon's life. And Venus doesn't care. So Flora's like, well, fine then. And she makes a dramatic, like, Squall Leon heart style scar across her face. And then Venus is like, oh, you dare oppose me. And then our party is just like, you know what, Venus, that's too much. And we get up out of our seat from having already crashed this wedding and challenge her to a fight.
As you do. Also, question: is there any way to interrupt a wedding that isn't dramatically?
We're like we have a robot with laser swords. I think this is the most dramatic way you can interrupt a wedding.
It's so true. We are nothing if not drama. Like, we just bring the drama wherever we go.
We are truly our dad's child.
Whoa. Excuse me, you're talking about the dead there.
I was actually really happy. That was actually a super duper clean Venus fight.
Ooh, good.
She didn't try to set me on fire for once.
For once.
She was very good. She just kept trying to charm people. Anyway, so this is all resolved. Flora and Leon, they're gonna hook up. We tell Nils that we know of a girl who has a crush on him. So Nils also gets a girlfriend out of this. Yay. Our party is really happy. We got to kill a god. We probably stole all the wedding cake. Everyone had a good time.
Excuse me, probably? We definitely stole all the wedding cake.
We definitely stole that cake.
Yeah, we did.
We're a bunch of kleptomaniacs. We stole that cake.
Oops, I went the wrong way.
I will say one thing that I definitely really liked in the DS version is when they did this part of the game. Not only did they make Venus's Metropolis really well done, it was super duper cool and beautiful, they also made sure that Nils was sufficiently handsome. So you're like, oh, okay, yeah, he's still a demon, but, you know, he's like one of those sort of, you know, cute Devilman demons.
Yeah.
Alright, so, welcome to the RNG part of the run. Hi. I'm Schala.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that watchers are nice to me. They
Yay.
won't be.
It's our worst grind. It's the one that can and often does take the longest.
Yes. So we are in the dragon races. Lore update. This dragon race is being put on. Oh no! Ooh, I walked off my dragon.
Oh, don't do. I do that so often. It's like, hey, we're on dragons. Nope, I'm walking, and the game's like, you can't do that. If you walk too far, the game starts being like, get on your dragon or you're disqualified. And I'm like, I don't need to follow your rules. And I get back on my dragon. Listen, it's a cute dragon. I want to be there.
I love the dragon sprite so much. It's like
so
one of my favorite sprites in this whole game.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Like, why can't this be the baby dragon sprite? I don't understand.
Agreed.
So anyway, Apollo has put on this dragon racing event and is offering Magi to the winner. And we want that Magi. So we're gonna go and participate in the race. Also, some of the other jockeys are mysteriously getting knocked out and taking naps, and we're not gonna worry about it. And...
quick question from chat. Does the DS game change the gameplay in any way?
Yeah, it does actually. 1 second, I have to just take a save. Safety save. Okay. Okay, that's fine. We have this required fight against the Lamayas here, and they can wreck our party, so we have to just be careful and just save right before them. Yeah, DS version changes a lot of stuff. The monster evolutions are completely different. There's this whole new mechanic called the Threads of Fate, which lets your party do special attacks. 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it 7 or 8? We'll save on 7 if it's. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I had to just very quickly buffer a save in. Okay, cool. And it's time to. And there's also the muses, and also that was 1 watcher reset 2. Hi, chat. Feel free to guess how many resets it's going to take for me to do this.
1.
Nope, I'm already on 3.
Darn it. Hey, I just got a gold split on Venus. Yay!
Yay! Go, Netara, go.
See? Even with all that bad RNG, I'm still doing great.
I have the absolute faith in you. I have already lost count of how many times I've reset on the Watchers.
12, 11,
No.
9, 6,
Wow, chat.
5, 8, 13.
We're not gonna let you guess. We're not gonna let you guess for Final Fantasy VII.
It's okay. Oh, wait, there's one I can take. So what's sort of happening right now?
Do you want me to explain it while you do
49.
it?
Yeah, please explain, because I'm in the middle of it.
So what's happening now is she's trying to get ideally a pack of 1 or 2 watchers. Packs of 3 or 4 are too many. You just can't defeat them in time, or it's just way too much effort. And we're looking specifically for the watcher meat to give to our baby D in order to turn it into a watcher. So we want that, but if the fight again pack has 3 or 4, Schala's gonna reset, and anytime she tries the fight and she does not get the meat, she will also reset. So it can take quite a long time.
I also, I get to hold my buttons in a really fun way for this, because I'm just constantly resetting.
Huh.
This would be, the only time I've ever had anything that would actually, kind of be interesting on a hand cam is, my weird, two-handed way of, doing the Watcher grind.
I was gonna say, I hold my controller really weird for Final Fantasy VII, so I can run at the same time, but, I don't hold it particularly weird in this game.
I have 2 fingers on start and select, and then I have 2 fingers on, over where, A and B would be. Oh wait, no, did they? Okay, good. I'm don't kill Yuffie! Which is the name of my, yay, finally!
Yay! And I am
Yay!
on the racetrack, so I'm catching up.
Did you happen to count how many times that
No,
was?
I did not. All I know
Many.
is that, that wasn't the worst it's ever been. I'm at the point where I can go through them pretty quickly. So I did not count, unfortunately. Because we also got to talking about stuff, and it's fine. It's over with now.
Woo!
It was a grind, but it's over now. I got my watcher meat, so it's over now.
That's right, it is.
So like Dobby, the game has given me a sock. I am now free.
Wow.
It's true, though.
I get to go on to the next world.
Okay, I'm doing my safety save, so I'm fighting my Lamias.
You got this, Netara.
Yep.
So we are now in Edo World.
That's where
Which, yeah, Edo World is best world. Edo World's plotline is ridiculous. And,
Chat wants to know if you'd recommend playing the remake.
Yes. The only thing about the remake that is the one really big drawback is they made the final boss, ridiculously hard. Because they gave you more stuff to sort of fight the boss with, so they completely amped up the difficulty of it to the point where it's almost unfair. It's you have to absolutely over level and over grind for it. People who are excellent runners of this game have problems with the boss in the DS version. So, and I realized I hit the wrong attack. Please don't actually die. Okay, we're good. There we go.
Hey, you can do your guesses for mine now, too. Let's see how we do. Oh, we didn't get a first try.
Netara will actually count, unlike me.
Maybe. I lose count a lot. Okay, that's a reset, so that's 2. That's a 3. Reset. Okay, let's see. I think that's 3rd try, 4th try, 4th try. See how we go. Nope.
What? Oh, I have to sell everything.
Come on, 5th try.
While stuff is going on, again, just a reminder that awesome events like Frame Fatales and GDQ hotfixes in general and tree forts and all that lovely stuff that y'all are here for is supported by your bits and your subs. So, if you've got a free Twitch Prime sub laying around, you might want to drop it here and support all the future events coming up that could possibly be going on.
I know we've got, in September, we're going to have Rando Week, which I'm very excited for. And then October is Disability Month, where we'll be showcasing gamers with speedrunners with disabilities, and it could be physical, mental, both invisible and visible disabilities. So if you're at all interested by that, you can do !Disability Month in chat to bring up that information. How you doing, Netara?
Just didn't get it on 8th try, so still going. But I have the save set up, so it just goes right into it as soon as I boot. So
Yeah.
That was 9. Come on. Nope.
Yeah, setting up that save spot is definitely one of like the best pieces of like small tech you can do.
Okay, come on, 11.
Come on!
Nope.
And also, chat, it's not uncommon for a watcher grind to be like in the teens.
I think my worst was in like 24 or something.
My worst is I think 28.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, watchers can be mean.
Very mean. Okay, come on, 12.
Hopefully Netara gets all of her bad RNG out now.
Yes. Don't do this to me 2 games in a row.
There's a
Yep,
reason
please
why
don't.
I named my watcher Yuffie.
Legit. Okay, but we got it. I think
We
it was
got
like
it.
12 in. Yep.
Ooh, that's good! Yay!
Yeah, we did good.
Good
Okay.
job.
Goodbye. Bye forever.
So good. You got that done right as we're coming up to one of my favorite parts. So, we have met Hannah. Hannah is a detective. She's busy investigating a smuggling ring. And
Pretty sure Stream didn't hear that, but it was
that's
hilarious.
okay.
You missed it. That's good.
Anyway, so we find out that what is actually being smuggled are bananas.
Illicit, illegal bananas. How
Yes.
dare they?
How dare they? profit
Illegal
from-
bananas are the tastiest bananas, though.
Shh. No, they're contra bananas.
Contraband.
Chad also would like to know why you want the baby D to become a watcher.
So the Watcher is one of the strongest monster forms we can get for like this section of the run. It has the beam attack. Beam attack, like the submachine gun we had earlier, affects every member of a group. So it allows the Watcher to take out large groups of enemies really fast. Also, the Watcher has the Stone Gaze ability, which we'll be using on 2 bosses later on in the run, and it has like 600 HP. I think that's the highest HP we have in our party currently. Yeah, it has like twice the HP of the robot currently. It's just all around just such an overpowered monster that it's worth it for us to take the time we need to sit there and grind for the meat, because it makes the rest of the run so much easier.
Yeah, you would have seen me just using it against the Hatamotos.
Yep. So, beam! We now have the power of laser beams on our side.
Power of lasers, yeah.
Yeah. So where I'm at, we're in the middle of the story. We are trying to prosecute the corrupt merchant Echigoya for smuggling bananas.
How dare.
And it seems like possibly that there might be some corrupt cops here in Edo. And I'll let you have your favorite cutscene, but I definitely want to have my favorite line. So our friend Kame, the Ninja Turtle, was caught by Echigoya's thugs, and we had to very quickly hide him as the cops came in. That's my favorite line in the whole game. Hannah, give it up. Some big guys are concerned with this case. It's getting out of our hands. And it's just like this perfect like cop procedural line in the middle of this like, turn of the century Japanese storyline. And it makes me laugh every single time.
Yeah, this game often does not know what type of game it's trying to be. It's like, what is the genre? Please explain.
I think to me that's part of the charm of the game is that you get so many different like sort of little sub stories and subgenres in it. Because we just had this sort of, like Romeo and Juliet story in Venus's world. Now we're thrown into the middle of like a police drama taking place in Edo, Japan.
It's great.
It's great.
I mean, why play other RPGs when you can get so many different stories in one?
Exactly. That's why I'm here. And we're gonna show off the power of the Watcher again. I realized though, I didn't do my saves. I didn't do my equipping properly. It's fine.
You're fine.
I'll fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not like a scary fight. I do have to do it ahead of the next fight, so we should be fine though.
Did you know there's multiple docks in the harbor? Huh.
Yeah. I've totally gone down the wrong one before.
I just found that. I was walking too high, so I didn't see it, so I didn't realize there were multiple. Hey, we made it! Go team!
Go team! But yeah, you saw my watch just took out that entire group of, like, samurai with one shot. And now it's time for the menuing that I always forget, which is this big menu we do in the middle of, Edo World. So,
Okay, downstairs.
we have, this, Aegis shield we picked up from Venus. We're gonna put that on our second monster.
So useful.
Yes, we have this tank we just found in a box.
It's where I keep my tank.
Yeah, that's gonna go on our human, and then we're going to put a cat claw and a laser sword on our robot. And I'm going to very quickly just move the robot's equipment around to put the cat claw on top. There we go. So now we're all caught up.
We did it. Go team.
Yes, we got some dramatic music playing. We found out that earlier that Hannah's dad was also killed while investigating the smuggling ring. Turns out that Taro, the samurai, is part of the Guardians, and he's also going to avenge our dad. Everyone is in dad avenging. It's the new trend for 2019.
Yeah.
And well, actually, it was the new trend for 1991. Don't worry about it. It's coming back around. Like Jazz solo cup patterns.
Yeah, we're getting back to avenging our dads.
Yes. Okay, so let's see how we're doing this. Actually, here, let me pre-plan that. You can go there. You can go. Actually, let's rearrange this slightly. I've been so used to getting this fight where I've only had 2 packs to deal with. It's like, oh wait, crap, there's actually all 3 here today. So I had to deal with all 3 of the guards.
Oh no. Yeah, I remember the last time I ran this, I only got 1, and I was like, I didn't even know you could only get 1 pack at that particular encounter.
Yeah, so that was the guard encounter. It's actually, for the speedrun, can be kind of tricky. Not necessarily in terms of dealing with it, but the fact that we can encounter it later on the later floors of this dungeon. If we run into it, we can't run away because that battle is always flagged as cannot run. Mm-hmm. So we have to be watching our enemy packs here. It's a little bit like Mystic Quest in that way.
Don't you even. That was rude.
What are you talking about? Everything is like Mystic Quest. Including Mystic Quest.
I mean, there was some of the same team shared between those 2 games. So, it's okay that there's a little bit of overlap there. But anyway, yeah, we have to be watching out and hoping that we don't run into the guard pack again, because we can't run. And running away is our specialty after killing gods.
Yeah. Yeah, we're really good at that. Okay.
And also, just to let y'all know, there is a poll currently going on the Frame Fatale's Twitter feed. The next game is going to be Final Fantasy VII, which will also be run by our lovely Netara here.
Hello.
And she will be racing Sakura. And at the end of the game, you can choose whether our 2 lovely runners are going to kill that last form of Sephiroth with a counterattack or with some Omni swag.
Omni swag.
We are actually very blatant in which way we think you should vote.
I think you should vote counter.
I don't know what you're talking
Ooh.
about. I'm not trying to be biased in this at all.
Listen, Omni swag is slow.
Okay, I actually did get the guard encounter again, so I had to take this fight. Oh boy.
That's unfortunate. Don't worry, I went the wrong way, so you're good. I was going directly to the Shogun's palace without going back to Ichigoya's house.
No, Ichigoya. That's okay.
That's what my favorite cutscene is, though, so I don't want to miss it.
Yes, go. Yes, It is such a good cutscene, and it's definitely up there.
Scala was kind and didn't explain it while she was there, so I could explain it because, oh goodness, like, it's seriously amazing, this cutscene coming up. So I'm almost to that room. While you... Actually, it's good timing because you're walking through the Shogun's palace.
Yep. People getting mad at me when I'm trying to kill the Shogun.
You're like, stop. Okay, so you find this room and you're witnessing this meeting, and of course they're talking about the bananas and shipping them, and they just start patting each other on the back for being so evil. It's like, oh sir, you're so evil, and like that's such a good compliment, but not as bad as you. And then your party literally starts playing music. The enemies are like, where did the music come from? And you bust on in, being like, hey yo, what? And you're just like, excuse me? What is happening here? It's just magical.
Meanwhile, in my part of the run, we have discovered that the Shogun was actually, there was the magnate who was the man behind the man behind the man.
Whoa.
And we now have to fight him. I did take a second to just heal up my monster in slot 2 because they have the Aegis Shield. Aegis Shield is pretty important. What it will do is it will nullify a number of different magical attacks, and so it'll keep our party safe. We want to at least get that off in the first turn. Once it goes up, we don't lose that barrier for the rest of the fight. So yeah, you see Magnate used Thunder and it did nothing this time, whereas last time it did like 200 damage. So we want to try and get that up as fast as we can, and then basically it is just a DPS race with a Magnate. And that's how a lot of the bosses are going to go for like the rest of the run. Hey, we good. So that was actually a very clean Magnet fight. So as we're kind of walking along, we talked about this world just sort of in passing. But we're going to go here to Nasty World, home of the Nasty Dungeon.
It's very nasty.
It's very nasty. Because I joked about this earlier. Enemies running in while I'm trying to make a joke.
Rude.
Like right on the tile before I talked to the fairy. This dungeon is mean and nasty. Better not go in.
Better not go in.
It's like I got one Magi in this box, and you can have it. And
Yay.
so we take the Pegasus Magi, and we leave. So yeah, the Nasty Dungeon is a completely optional dungeon. It is full of lots of really good gear, but none of it is good enough to justify us entering the Nasty Dungeon.
Or staying in the Nasty Dungeon.
Yep. So we just don't even bother. But we did need the Pegasus Magi so we could move on to the next world. And this is Valhalla. As Valkyries, we're a fan.
Yep.
Agreed.
Vaguely.
So this is more of that sort of sleepy chill music we had earlier. And I get the part of the encounter table where it's just like all those fights grouped together.
Yeah, I've got that part right now too.
Here, we can talk a little bit about how the encounter table works. There's basically one encounter table for this whole game, and it repeats on a Mobius strip, basically. So when you get to step 255, it just goes down then 255, 254. and just sort of repeats back and forth throughout the whole course of the game. So there's not, like, seeds or anything like there are in other games. But, you know, it's a Game Boy game. The amount of work that goes into Game Boy games and, like, how small they are is actually, to me, like, amazing. I'm always impressed with how much we managed to fit onto these little systems.
Yeah, the stuff that they do to make these games seem so much bigger than they are is absolutely incredible.
Yay, I did not forget the flare spell.
Yay!
Yay!
Oops.
I think I forgot it like once, and ever since I've always been paranoid about forgetting it. Like one of my like offline runs, because I've run this game a bunch offline. I actually have a card of it. It's not my original card. I couldn't find it. I did own this game as a kid though, but I managed to find it at a secondhand store for like $20, which is actually kind of expensive for a Game Boy game, but totally worth it in my case. So I have just played this game a bunch on my original Game Boy Color, which is purple because of course it's purple. Unfortunately, Game Boy that original old, you know, 1990s Game Boy, not good for speedruns. But I did get to have a race with a bunch of other FFL2 runners while at RPG Limit Break, and it was actually a lot of fun. All right, serious time for me because I'm fighting Odin.
I'm fighting Magnate.
Okay, let's get through our respective fights.
Mm-hmm.
Crap, I actually do have to reset.
You got this, though. You can do this.
I forgot to put my samurai bow on my robot, so I have to reset the fight. There we go. So I have to take 1 second just to also change around. There. Actually, here, put that up there. Alright, now we're going to resave, so we don't forget that we just did all that. There we go. Alright, let's try this again.
Okay, I'm done with Magnate.
Woohoo!
Yay! Nice job.
What's my favorite game that no one seems to play? I was playing it 2 nights ago. That was Rhapsody, a musical adventure.
It's so good.
Rhapsody is
Almost
so good.
nobody knows that game exists, and I'm very sorry about that.
It's actually one I always knew existed. I just never got around to playing or seeing ever.
Ooh, I am not in good situation here.
No.
I might lose to Odin.
Oh no! You got this.
We're gonna try. Odin took out my robot, so. Come on, it's just up to Yuffie now.
Come on, Yuffie, we trust you implicitly.
Okay. This is actually very intense. Okay. I will show this off because we're in a marathon. If you are defeated by Odin, you'll get revived by Odin. And he'll offer to revive you so you can go and continue fighting Odin. We don't want to actually do this cutscene, though.
That's amazing.
It's one of my favorite, like, weird Easter eggs in this game. Alright, let's hope for a better fight this time.
Wow. Wow.
Thanks, Odin. Thanks, Odin. Yeah, Odin is rude.
Odin is being, like, really rude. What we want Odin to be doing is we want Odin to be using magic, because once we get the barrier up, only I think one of his magics can break through it. But he's just using Gungnir on, like, my party. And there's nothing we can do to defend against Gungnir.
That seems accurate.
Yeah, so... Oh god, he cured himself. That's fine, I'd rather him cure himself than hit me. Is my robot still alive? Okay, my robot's still alive. Yay, we got there. Oh, and I didn't get Sleipnir'd.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, good.
Okay, so Sleipnir'd. Basically, if you get the Sleipnir meat at the end of that fight, you lose $30,000.
Mm-hmm.
So, we don't want
Why?
that to happen. It's a
glitch.
glitch in the game, and there's nothing you can do to fix it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Basically, the Sleipnir meat, for some reason, it breaks the amount of money you should be getting, and it causes it to remove, like, several zeros of it. I don't know. It's a weird glitch. But yeah. Instead, you'll get, like, I think 300 gold instead of 37,000. So it completely kills your money route. You have to go out of your way to get extra stuff to sell.
Yeah, and I seem to get it just about every time. So we'll see if it happens again this time.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. But at least I've gotten it enough. I know exactly where to go to get the items.
Yeah, because I was someone who, like Unitar, I got Sleipnir several times. So that's why when I wrote the notes for this guide, I'm like, I'm going to be sure to show everyone where the safety strat is.
Yep.
Because I had to figure that one out on my own.
Oh no.
Okay. Anyway, everyone is basically disappointed but not surprised. He sends out this giant phoenix out at us. But let's see, come on. Do we get it? Do we get our... Yes, first turnstone gaze.
Ooh, yeah, that's nice.
Bless.
Yeah, we're not angry at you, Apollo. We're just disappointed.
Yep. That's the other reason why we get the Watchers, because of that stone gaze. Both Minion and our next boss are weak to it. So Apollo has basically kidnapped all of our friends and is threatening them. And then all of a sudden, in walks Dad!
Hi, Dad. What up?
Yeah, so Dad didn't actually die. Dad was just being dramatic because Dad.
Dad?
Yes. And Apollo has now stolen all of our Magi.
Rude.
Luckily at this point, though, we are strong enough that we don't need all the Magi boosts, so we're fine. It's just, like, really annoying. It's mainly annoying because we lose the Aegis Shield. Which is, like, a big game breaker that we have used, and it's like, no, you don't get it anymore. It's like, thanks, game. So we are now sent to the final dungeon. Please note the final dungeon is actually not the final dungeon of this run.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And we have to find the last Magi. We were told at the beginning of this game that there were 77 Magi, but no, there are actually 78 Magi. So that way the Guardians could hide the last one to protect it from being abused. And that's what we're going to go find inside this very H.R. Giger style dungeon. At least as much as they could do on a Game Boy. In the DS version, it is very clear that the devs really, really liked Alien.
Guess who got Sleipnir'd? It me!
Oh, Netara!
no.
Every time. That's okay. Now, had my chameleon been alive, I could have eaten that meat. But
Yeah.
alas, they were dead, so I could not. Also, hey, First Town, what up? It's so easy to do that. Oh, I don't want a memo, I want Magi.
Yeah, we use the Pegasus Magi to teleport to the other side of Valhalla Palace, but it's super duper easy to just end up in
Yeah, you match a little bit too fast, and yeah, you go back to the First Town. You're like, oh, hey, what up?
Hi, Mr. S, are you still just chilling there in that cave?
Sounds about right.
That's what Mr. S does.
Yep.
How much of a time loss is this, approximately?
For
the Sleipnir?
Yeah.
Not long at all. You just have to go to an extra room and make sure to pick up an extra item. It's just, a little bit of time save I would usually have, and I just have to make sure to pick up that extra item, so my money route's okay.
Oh, okay. That's not too awful.
It's not too awful, but say this were a PB attempt, that would be Rip Run. That's just...
Yeah.
The chat wants to know if it would be faster to reload and fight Odin again.
No.
No, it's not.
Oops.
It is faster to just do the walk and just get the extra item.
Yeah.
Because you can see with me, even with knowing exactly what to do in that Odin fight, there's still... I did the math on this because I did a whole bunch of test fights. Even with me knowing exactly what to do, I still lost through no fault of my own, just through RNG about 25% of the time. So it's better to just take the extra walk. I just walk through the room Netara is going to be walking through, and just get the treasure. It's just faster. And there's no way you can mess it up. Unlike if trying to fight Odin again.
Come on, Stone Gaze, please. This game is being so rude. My gosh.
Game, please. Yeah, Minion can be very rude. That's why we try to stone gaze it as quickly as possible, because we're scared of when it decides to be mean.
Yeah, got their try at least.
There you go. Hello, I'm game. I'm trying to buffer my save. Thank you. Okay, so I have some equipping to do. No. Hello, yes, Dad. So Dad's in our party. We are going to give Dad a flare book and some new boots to get those boots on, Dad.
Boots.
And then we're going to use his healing staff to heal up the party, and then we're going to save. And we're gonna go and for all lovely FF1 people, we're gonna have some FF1 later on tonight. It's Warmac. Hi, Warmac. But
Optional
luckily,
fight, is it?
Not in this game. In this game, Warmac is required.
And Warmac is easy comparatively to Final Fantasy 1. Like, Final Fantasy 1, Warmac can destroy you, but in this, generally speaking, you're fine.
Yeah, I'm playing this fight really safe. And hey, we got second turn Stone Gaze, so I'll take it.
Yeah, we're doing good.
So, we have now received the Heart Magi. And we're going to be doing some more equipping in just a bit. And I'm going to make absolutely sure I don't forget to equip the Heart Magi, because I have done that. And you don't want to do that. Heart Magi is very important. So we are now going to go... We are going to sell absolutely everything in our inventory.
So we need the gear, and we can't do that with all that stuff.
Yep, and we're gonna put all of our money into laser swords. 1, 2, 3, and 4 laser swords.
Woo!
So one of those laser guns. One of those laser guns goes to our heroine. The rest, I forgot to put the karate on the robot. Well, we're gonna fix. Oh, I sold the karate. Well,
You're fine. What
we're
could possibly go wrong?
It's fine. I'm just gonna have a slightly squishier robot. It's not like super bad. It's just, yeah, it'll be all right.
It's fine.
It'll be all right.
It's fine.
That was on me. All right. Well, let's go ahead. And go get the rest of our items. Okay. So, I've been doing it this way. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 3. And safety elixirs.
Yeah, you need those. You really need those.
Yeah, what I've taken to do in Netara, and feel free to steal this, is I buy 6 elixirs, then I buy 3/10, then I buy as many elixirs as I can.
I have the money routed in my notes, so I know by looking at how much money I have, how many I can buy.
That's also very smart.
Yeah.
I like to buy like a group of elixirs first, so they're at the top of my list, and then have my 10 slower down.
That is smart. Also, I'm literally in front of the extra chest that Schala did not pick up. Picking up the Excalibur, it sells for lots of money.
Yep. Oh, heart. Yay, I didn't forget the heart.
Yay!
We're gonna give our heart materia to Yuffie.
Yay! Go Yuffie! We love you, Yuffie. You're the best person ever, Yuffie. Please don't be mean later.
Don't be mean.
I was gonna say, there's absolutely no reason why Netara is saying that right now.
Please say I'm channeling all of my bad luck into this run.
There you go. Okay.
Oh gosh.
Oh, it's time to save.
Woo.
Because it's time for us to have the final showdown with Apollo, with the long man.
Ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny.
Yes. So I'll talk a little bit about the Apollo fight as I'm going through it. Apollo can't normally be, Apollo can only be damaged by certain attacks. So he can be damaged by the flare spell, he can be damaged by the Watcher Beam, and he can be damaged by the laser gun. He can't be damaged by anything else, really, because both the laser gun and the beam attack and the flare spell all bypass his Aegis barrier. So we're going to be spending the first few rounds of this fight. He's going to be gloating, and we're going to be shooting his face with lasers.
Lasers! Come on, game. Come on, game. No! Stop that! Why don't you ever work, Stone Gaze? Why?
Game, be nice to Netara!
Come on, game. We're friends here. Friends.
Alright. I think this is the music turn. Yeah, there it is.
Got it.
You got there?
Yeah, eventually.
Don't sell your karate like I did.
I was already equipped.
Yay, you were smart. Okay. So when the music changes, Apollo loses his Aegis shield.
No.
And we can start using the cat claw on him.
Sorry, we do.
Ugh, okay, that was a little scary. He stabbed Yuffie with the Mazamune.
Yuffie, please. Don't.
like Yuffie, don't die. Like Yuffie's like the one person who can't die. I'm going to be extra super duper safe on this round. Because usually Apollo will do a really big flare attack. And can possibly... Okay.
I love that change in sprite, it's glorious.
I love it too. Okay, luckily we're safe. We're good now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually going to try to run away on the last turn, and that basically just makes the last turn shorter. And then Dad protects everyone from dying. Right on. Dad fell.
Thanks, Dad.
So Dad's actually going to die for reals. For reals.
Bye, Dad.
And but now we have all 78 Magi. So we're going to finally combine them. And by all the Magi's power combined, it is the goddess Isis.
Woo!
Dang, I was really hoping for Captain Planet.
Yeah, I think we all were, but
Captain
alas.
Planet would not be as grumpy as Isis is.
Oh god.
So this is Isis. She heals Dad. She promises to take care of him. But we are now recruited to basically fix the mess we have made of the world. So basically, like we sort of mentioned earlier, because of us moving all the Magi around, the world is very unstable. And so now we must go and fix it. And, But luckily, Isis is along with us. Isis is super duper overpowered. We're going to use that basically to protect ourselves through this gauntlet. Because we are way under-leveled to be here, especially for our human and our monster. And now, our second monster gets to eat all the meat they want.
Eat that meat.
Eat the meat! So, you also see me saving at the top of every floor. It is 100% possible to wipe on any of these floors.
Oh, is it?
So,
So
we have a guide set aside with the notes about what sorts of monsters we want to see our second monster turn into. What we're looking for is we want to either be a skeleton or a zombie by the time this is over with. We'll just sort of have to see kind of what ends up happening.
Okay, Paula time for me.
You got this?
Here's hoping. We're gonna find out.
I know you got this.
Lasers.
Currently, SchalaKitty is in the lead.
Oh yes. There's no question about that.
But there's always the chance that Arsenal will be mean to me, or that...
I get the meat or the different encounters.
Yeah, so it's not over till it's over.
Yeah, it's over. Don't worry. We're doing good. Listen, we're fighting Apollo. We're doing great. We're still going to be underestimated.
Yep. Still not something I want. Ooh, I got strike first. That's nice. That doesn't happen often.
Strike firsts are always the best.
Yes, they
Yep.
are.
still not something I want to keep. We have a list that just has a list of what monsters that we want. So if I land on one that's great or good, I'll probably stop. But until then, I'm aiming for a skeleton or a zombie.
I assume because they're like stronger in some kind of way, yeah?
It's because of what they're going to evolve into by the end of this.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's two, and hey, we're already at one. So there's two monsters here who we're forced to fight. They have very special meat, and we're going to use that to overpower monsters. Like we did earlier, I'm going to be resetting till I get a pack of just one or two of them.
Okay, cool. We did it. Go team.
Oh,
Yay!
yay!
Dad fell. Yay.
As I
Wait.
just got wiped by Tianglong.
Oh.
Yeah,
sad.
like I said, it happens.
Yeah, it does.
I'll try again on a 2.
Yeah, this is another one where you're hunting for 1 or 2. If you get 3 or 4, it's a reset. There's just
Yeah.
too many of them to be worth it.
Yep. We also have to have our Watcher survive the fight is the other thing. Because they
Yeah.
need to eat this meat.
Yes, they do.
Hooray!
Very important.
So, success. We have gotten past that part, so our Watcher has become a beautiful butterfly! Which is very important for the end of this run.
Okay, let's start doing this.
Oh, wait, what?
Way too
That
clear.
was... That was weird. I tried to absorb a rock, and it's like, you can't absorb it, but you still hurt it, so fine? I'm like, okay.
That
Fine,
was
be
that
that
was
way.
interesting.
Well, you know, you can't get blood from a stone.
Not with that attitude.
Another thing we want to... Oh, wow, I got the... this is a little sketch. The other thing we want to have happen on our way down is we want our human to gain a lot of HP by surviving these. We want to see if she can get enough HP to survive... Whoop, that's not what I want to do. Because I accidentally hit the alter order button.
Yeah, don't do that.
Question from chat: does absorb get reversed against undeads?
Yeah,
I
it gets
believe so.
there's a couple of monsters that get it's what is it? It's like I don't know if it's undead in particular. I know it's like mushrooms and flowers. It will backfire on.
Okay.
It's actually kind of weird which ones it backfires on.
I kind of love it.
And chat was wondering if there's an XP split in this game.
No, because XP does not exist in this game. Instead, by very much like Final Fantasy II, which we had at the opener, growth is by surviving battles for your humans or by using a weapon. So any weapon can cause a growth in a power or agility, depending upon what that weapon is using.
I have a white. I have a white.
Ah! Good luck.
So what that means is I have the best monster that I want to have. Oh, that's plinked. I plinked over to run. So it means I have the best monster for my first monster, my non-Watcher Madam monster. So it means when we do fight and defeat Fenrir, I will get Slime God. So I'm eating no more meat. I have eaten all the meat I intend to eat.
Yay, slime! Slime God is love. Slime God is like, ooh.
Yep,
Ooh,
true.
I have a Garuda, but I have Sylph meat, and I'm tempted to eat it. No, I'm gonna be safe because I don't know what that's going to transform me into, and Garuda is like on tier 2.
Yeah, it's tier 2. I'm tier 1 right now, while Scala's monster is tier 2. So that's still good. It's just not best.
Yeah, Slime God is ridiculously overpowered.
Mm-hmm. That'll help me catch up a little bit.
Yeah, we love Slime God. So let me go ahead and save here. Because I get to fight Fenrir now. Fenrir already being mean.
Doesn't sound like Fenrir at all. Ha 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 ha. I'm almost to Tianlong, I believe. Once I beat more monsters. Ah. Well, I can get rid of that guy to go right down to the Tianlong guide.
Oh, that's right, becomes the demon. So hey, I get to have a demon in my party.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, let's skip that split. Okay.
Do the DS remake make the monster transform stuff easier to figure out?
No. Well, yes and no, I should say. Because what it will do is it generates there's actually a whole guide it will generate. So any monster you've eaten before, it will tell you kind of what combinations will come up. Otherwise, you just kind of have to figure it out on your own. I don't know if there's any information that's in English for like tracking what the different evolutions are, but the game does provide you with that information within the game itself, which it does not do for the Game Boy version. There are some very, very avid code diggers who actually were able to figure this all out. There's a website called Snaeafu, and they have all the information, and they provided so much info that we used when we were sort of building this route to figure out what other monster evolutions we needed. So that was part of the thing we did, so that's why we kind of went through and sort of figured out what our best evolutions are for our secondary monster.
Chat's also curious if the monsters in this in the hallway that you were in were unrunnable.
Yes. Everything's unrunnable, right? There's exactly one thing that is runnable, and that is Haniwa, the super boss.
Yeah.
Everything else we cannot run from.
Oh, got the meat. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And what was the name of the DS remake?
So it's the original name of this game, which is Saga 2 Hiho Densetsu, and then Goddess of Destiny is like the sort of the tagline for it. There is a fan patch that does exist, if you would like to play it. Like I said, it's really interesting. I like some of the stuff that they added in. The only thing that is just sort of like why is the fact that they made Arsenal so much harder than they did before.
Sounds like what they did to the DS version of Final Fantasy IV, though. They just made that game ridiculous. They're like, hello, please die at early bosses. And you're like, what have you done? Why?
Ooh, that was slightly spooky.
Spooky.
No, it's just this monster pack. Everyone got their turn before Isis.
Huh.
And it's just like, great, that's good.
Thanks, team.
This shiitake mushroom that I can't use Absorb on.
No.
That's fine. Flare does wonders. Ugh.
Yes, it does. There's a reason we buy so many elixirs.
Yep.
Nope, we don't want that meat. Don't do it.
Yeah, that's fine. Ooh, I only got one flare for this fight. I'm like so close to Arsenal, but I don't want to risk it, so I'm just gonna take an elixir anyway.
Yeah, I've been using a lot of elixirs. I've just been like, I'm playing it safe. Elixir, hey, what up? Elixir for you. Elixir for you again, because I'm not giving them to anyone else.
Okay, whoop, there we go. Alright! It's time for the final boss.
Woo, you can do it! I have faith in you.
You got this, you got this!
Well, it's my first time going into it with a demon. So this is gonna be fun. I kinda think I know what to do, though.
Yeah.
So, hi, this is Arsenal. Arsenal is mean. Arsenal hates us, and
Yes.
the feeling is mutual. So Arsenal is made up of 3 different rounds. The first round is the cannon round, where it's going to fire its cannons at us. Second round is what we call the small smasher round, and then we have the big smasher round, which is very scary.
Very scary. The music changes even to be scary music, and you're kind of like, okay. Come on, give me less than 3, please.
And what I'm doing with my demon is I'm holding back on their best attack until we enter one of the later phases, because we have to destroy all the cannons first. Oh, well, there goes my human.
Oh, bye, human.
Bye, human!
You did so well.
And I usually take a... Crap. I put my
Change
safety
to Slime God!
Slime God! I put my safety heal on the wrong person. That wasn't great. That's okay, I got it now.
Okay, I'm in the last room as well, so I'm not the Arsenal yet. Oh, I always do that. So for some reason, after Fenrir, the first fight after Fenrir, I always try and run it. Every time.
Okay. Okay. So next round's gonna probably be Big Smasher. Well... Kate's not gonna live!
No, bye, Kate.
Bye, Kate!
Bye, Kate.
I already knew that. Ugh. So, Arsenal can almost one-shot you, so we're going to be hoping that doesn't happen. My robot's probably going to die.
Bye, robot.
Yep, there goes my robot. So, it is now everyone's favorite time of Final Fantasy Legend 2, where it's Arsenal versus one floaty boy.
Get your blesses in the chat.
Please get your blesses in the chat, but luckily, Yuffie's been doing good.
I have faith in Yuffie. Always have faith in Yuffie.
Have faith in Yuffie. Okay, we're okay still.
Oh yeah, strike first. Hey, I'll take that.
That's the power of Slime God.
Just to let you know, there are very, very many blesses in chat.
Thank you for all the blesses. We need them. Arsenal, even with like the best team, Arsenal can still just
destroy you. Yeah.
Oh god, that was super clench. Hey, we got there!
Yay! So that's time for Schala.
That's time. Yeah, I think Yuffie was down to like her last like 30 HP.
Oh gosh.
We good though. We have successfully, we did it, as the game says.
Yay!
So on my side, we will very quickly talk to Isis. He kind of explains sort of what's coming, you know, how this game actually works with the Magi building her body, and her Magi will once again be spread throughout the world, and when the world needs it, a group of heroes will come and bring her back together, and they'll perform tech support on the world. I don't know.
Yay, planet tech support!
Planet tech support!
Chat was curious, Schala, about what your PB is.
1 second, let me just talk to Dad. My PB is, it's like 151, I think? I can now actually type, I can look at other things now, because this part is auto-play. I think it's like a... Oh, yeah, well, okay, my PB on speedrun.com is currently a 152, and that's because I got that on Tree Fort, and I was, like, over the moon. I did, in my last practice race with Netara, get a 151, in the dumbest way possible. Which
it was so good.
I found out there was a way you can skip Arsenal's death animation if you have a Kraken, and you use Whirl, which basically just yeets Arsenal off the screen if it kills it.
Speaking of which, Natara's turn for Arsenal. Let's do this.
Can we please get more blesses in the chat for Netara?
We need them. Okay, we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do absorb. Oh, I see. Okay, can of ones. Good start. Good start. Okay. Okay, we're gonna start with that. Nope. Come back. Do that attack. We want to do the correct attacks here.
Thank you, chat. I appreciate that.
We appreciate you. Come on, cannons. You're supposed to be pals. We're all friends here. We're just trying to destroy your cannons, that's all. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. We're not going to abuse the power of Slime God or anything.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
brutally.
I mean, there's a reason why we want Slime God so much.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, there we go. We're on to... Okay, we've got the music change, but we're not quite to the Smasher launch yet.
While Netara is fighting, just one more reminder, there is that poll going on for the next game for Final Fantasy VII, which Netara is also going to be running in, along with Sakura. You can choose on the poll how these two lovelies will defeat the final form of Sephiroth, whether it's going to be with a counterattack or with a little bit of Omniswag. And it is located on the Fame Fatale's Twitter account.
Okay, we're down to 2 people. That doesn't mean we can't do this.
No,
got
you
it.
got this. What
Well, this is what usually happens at this point. When you get down to 1, you get a little terrified. But Slime God helps a lot because where Slime God also has a move which heals them, they can usually stay alive for a little bit longer. Usually, not always.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dissolve has a lower hit rate than Absorb does. Also, on my side, we get the sort of little epilogue where everyone goes and leaves to find the Lost Ark because Dad is actually Indiana Jones.
Uh-oh, I think I died.
I
don't know for sure yet, but yeah. Arsenal was not very nice. Okay, take 2.
And that's kind of what I said earlier. Even with the absolute best party setup, there's just times when Arsenal just won't let you let you through.
That was just out damaged. So that's okay. We do have this. This is easy town. Let's do that and do that. We'll get that in. And it's a party at Arsenal. Listen, we're enjoying this party so much we never want to leave. Oh, we got 2 cannons down, so that's good. 3 cannons down. Ooh, and humans alive this time. Woo!
Yay!
No, we don't need that. Never mind. Got the tank, which helps a lot.
Yes, and chat, please do continue your blesses.
Wow, everyone's still alive. That's great. Uh-oh. Okay. Fires. Why is it always... What's it with final bosses hurting you like that?
Who possibly knows? I mean, it's not like that happens in any other game.
Nope.
Eris is going to be 100% fine in Final Fantasy VII.
Yep. It's a donation incentive I like to have when I run Final Fantasy VII at charity events is to donate to bring Eris to the final bosses. You can get some revenge. Sweet, sweet revenge. But not this time. This time we just want to vote between swag or a speed. Okay, Zach. Okay, we died again. That's... Why are you being so rude here?
Can I just ask what you're having Slime God do on their turns?
Was the P and then go into the absorb.
Yeah, okay, that's just Arsenal being Arsenal.
That's just Arsenal, that's what I mean. I'm doing all the damage things, and it's like, nah, we're good. And you're like, but please? And it's like, nope, you gotta die. And I'm like, but, oh, okay.
Yeah, it seems to be a common theme with Saga games that RNG can just kind of be a butt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, Netara is playing this like really, really well.
She's doing everything she needs to do. It's just the game RNG saying, nope, not this time.
I've been getting bad RNG all run, so we're doing great.
And while she's tackling this boss, and she's gonna knock it out of the park this time,
Right, we are.
just another reminder that events like Frame Fatales and GDQ hotfixes and all the other lovely, awesome stuff that goes on here that is not AGDQ and SGDQ is entirely funded by your subs and all those fantastic bits y'all have been throwing out in chat, and I don't think I didn't notice, and we appreciate those. And so please, if you like this kind of content and you want to keep seeing more of it, please send some more of that this way, including those free Twitch Prime subs if you have them available.
Stop missing. Even my robot missed. Please.
Ugh.
Okay, robot, you have a chance to redeem yourself. Oof. Okay, it's all on you, madam. We did it! Oh, God.
Yay, GG!
Yay! Way to go!
I will say, I've never had Arsenal luck that bad before.
I've had Arsenal luck that bad before in some of like my casual races I've had with people, and it's just like
marathon luck.
Hashtag marathon luck.
And like I said, you can have like I said, Netara had the absolute best party going into that fight. Like I've had the best Arsenal fights I've had with that party, but it doesn't matter if Arsenal doesn't want you to have it.
Yeah, if it's just like, oh, you want a cure? I'm gonna attack you first. It's like, I'm gonna attack you after you cured the previous turn, and then I'm gonna attack first the next round. And you're like, what? Who said that was fair? Rude, Arsenal, rude. Oh, hey, look, it's dead.
Hooray! It doesn't matter anymore!
Yay! Eris and her dad are fine.
Yep. And like I said, if you want to, you can go and play the DS version. And that fight is even ruder. If you can believe that, Netara.
I absolutely can.
Because you know how Isis goes and fights the second Arsenal?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to fight that one too.
Oh no, Isis, why? Why would you betray us like this? They seem to do that, yeah, they seem to think that DS versions have to be harder. You're like, why? Why can't you just make them nice and pretty? Odin's so pink.
It is very pink. Netara, were you timing this?
I was. I got a 204.32.
Oh. Accidentally reset. That's fine. So 204.32.
Yes.
We just want to make sure it was right on the overlay. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it was good. It was about 5 or 6 minutes above my PB. My PB is 158 something, but I did get 2 gold
considering
splits
RNG. That's not bad.
Yeah, and like even like the people who are like the best at this game can still have like runs where the RNG just will not let them have a good run. Like Toriyama, who was like a former world record holder, he grinded for like months to get that world record. So it's a game that is definitely a lot of fun, but it also is a game that if it just feels like being mean to you, it's just going to be mean to you. And even if you're like an absolutely amazing top tier player, there's not much you can do about it.
Hold on a sec. Games can be mean to us? I don't understand.
That has totally not happened before.
That it's not like another game that shares this very same aesthetic or anything.
No, it totally wasn't a game that Zilla and I ran last night.
Nope. And if you want more potentially terrible RNG, keep watching for Final Fantasy VII, which overall has less bad RNG, but there's a couple of really important sticking points which can really ruin your runs. And you're like, they're not until over 2 hours in. So you're like, really? Really?
Or you could just be like me and just hate Motorball.
Motorball just wants a hug.
No, I don't want to give Motorball hugs.
And hey, a reminder, if you enjoyed this awesome race, definitely give these two lovely ladies a follow.
And definitely give RPG Chick a follow for doing the amazing job helping us out on commentating, especially when we were busy, and following that chat.
I do my best.
And also, for those people who are guessing for Yuffie already, I'm seeing high numbers and I don't like any of you. I see who you are.
But thank you all again, Frame Fatales, for having us. We're having an absolute blast. As Netara indicated, next up will be Final Fantasy VII PC any percent, run by Netara and Sakura Tsubasa, and I will be back as the commentator for that because they asked if someone wanted to talk about FF7 for like 3 hours.
Oh,
and it's
gonna be great.
And it's like that was the one thing I was put on this planet to do.
Sounds about right.
It's gonna be great. But yes, definitely, seriously though, for anyone who has any interest in Final Fantasy VII, this run coming up is 3 hours and maybe less to finish the entire game of Final Fantasy VII. So if you want to know how we do that, I would stick around.
Yep, and there'll be even more Final Fantasy after that, so you get a nice little Final Fantasy block.